These masks here, these are single-use masks, meaning once it goes on your face, once it comes off, it has to go in the trash. Nobody has that volume of mask to do that. So even if they have a cloth mask, how long do you think it's been since that's been even if they laundried it every time they did laundry, once a week, maybe it would be laundered. They're doing nothing. They're, if anything, you may find studies coming out in the future that there's more hazardous wearing one than not wearing one. As far as what my job is for the county residents, obviously I'm a county health department administrator. It's to look out for their well-being, whether that be the health, but that includes their welfare, their economics, it includes the whole thing. I have to balance everything to make, and that's what I base my decisions on. We have regulations for everything, and they all have an economic impact. The number of people that are going to be out of jobs and stuff like that, for the little bit of benefit you're going to get by closing these places down, it's just not worthwhile. We've asked the state for numbers to show the relationship between the closure of restaurants and the increase in the COVID. Nobody will provide that to you. There is no evidence that that has actually happened. Now, if we could eliminate 50% of the cases by closing the restaurants, okay, well then maybe we need to look at closing the restaurants, but that's not the case. You're only getting a 2% impact by closing the restaurants, and that's what our numbers show. I have not been able to tell why the state is inflating these numbers yet. There's got to be a financial reason to do it, or a control reason, which maybe keep the regulations in place as long as we can show that deaths are continuing on. Don't just believe what I tell you, don't believe what government tells you. Look into it yourself and make that decision. You're smart enough to make those decisions yourself on what you need to do. I wish more people would just use common sense, look at the numbers, but then use your own common sense to figure out if these rules make sense. Whether it be wearing a mask or closing a restaurant or afraid to go into a restaurant, use your own common sense. People have their own risk levels that they're willing to take. The government should not be deciding what risk level that is, because if you let it in for COVID, it'll snowball and they'll start controlling more and more of things we take for granted right now every day. So, and let your legislators know that you're not going to put up with it.